Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 29 of this, the 2018-2019 Premier League season. But before we get on to week 29, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on in week 28.
So last week I had 7 points with one perfect score being Southampton to correctly beat Fulham 2-0.
And I had 2 more than you, Nathan. I had 9 points and I had just the one perfect score, which was the Leicester City victory over Brighton, which was 2-1. Looking in the comments section, there were 3 people with 12 points this week. They were A. Judy, Stephen Curry, and David Redgriff. Now I think Stephen and David have, in the past, they've been top scorers as well. So you 3 guys, congratulations. I'd also like to give a shout out to #T-D for his analysis for the Huddersfield versus Wolves match. I think he fancied Huddersfield in that one. Incidentally, Nathan, you're now on 193 points for the season and I'm on 212 points for the season. For those of you who are playing along in the Fantasy Football League, here are the top 10. And Sorry Not Sorry, managed by Jason Wade, is again at the top of the list. Currently on 1,739 points, and his nearest rival is Nick Fox, who manages City Centurions FC. He's on 1,726. Top scorer of the week, though, with 100 points, which was a great score in this past game week, was the Chalkies, managed by Jack Chalk, and I think he's actually a higher score in the past as well. Nathan, yourself, this week you had 52 points. You're on 1,525 points altogether and you're in 54th position in our league. And I scored 82 points this week, which I was quite happy about. I had actually Van Dijk in my team this week. And I'm on 1,574 points and 34th position overall. But enough of last week, let's just get straight into week 29.
Okay, so first up we have the North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal at Wembley. Now Tottenham starting to dip like mad, losing the last 2 fixtures, most notably to Burnley. Quite shocking. Arsenal, in their winning ways, doing really well in good form at the moment, but to be honest, I can see Arsenal going to Wembley and winning this one.
Really?
Yes, I can. I think it's going to be a 2-1 away victory.
Yeah, that could happen, although Spurs, I think they've won their last 4 matches at Wembley. They haven't drawn in 29 matches now. That's like a phenomenal stat there. I think being at home, I'm not convinced with Arsenal's defence. I think they destroyed Bournemouth midweek. However, there were those vulnerabilities still at the back for the Gunners, and I think even though Harry Kane has come back into the side for Tottenham now, he hasn't looked. Maybe he's come back a little bit too soon, and that may have had a knock-on effect for the likes of Son, of course, who doesn't look himself at the moment. However, being at Wembley at home, I'm going to go for Spurs in this one, and I'm going to go for the reverse score that you've said. I'm going for 2-1 to Tottenham in this fixture. Next up, we've got Bournemouth against Manchester City. Now, Manchester City, at the moment, I think they're on a 5-game or 4-game winning streak, just 1 point behind Liverpool, so they're going to have to go away to the Vitality and gain a victory. However, they looked a little bit leggy. In the last fixture, they were saved by an Aguero penalty against West Ham. They're missing the likes of Fernandinho, but the depth of their squad, or the quality and depth of their squad, is fantastic. And I can only see a victory here for the away team. I'm going for a 2-0 win to Manchester City.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Man City are going to be absolutely fantastic in this one. Pep's going to really want them to put the pressure on Liverpool now, especially, with Liverpool stumbling, getting loads of draws at the moment. But yeah, I can see Man City dominating this one, especially with Bournemouth starting to dip a bit in form.
Yeah, down to 12.
Yeah, I can see Bournemouth scoring a goal, but I think it's going to be 4-1 Man City.
Okay.
Next up we have Brighton versus Huddersfield. Now Brighton haven't won since New Year's Day still, I don't think.
Something like that,
Really not doing well at the moment. Huddersfield beating Wolves last time around. That's like their 3rd victory of the season, I believe. Absolutely great match. Great to see Huddersfield and Jan Sievert getting his first victory, which is great.
Actually, it was 29th of December that they last won Brighton.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so Brighton not doing well at all. I want to give my chances to Huddersfield for this one.
Even an away victory.
Even an away victory, yes. I think Huddersfield are going to win 2-1. I think Brighton's form, sliding. Huddersfield need to pick up the points.
Yeah, Huddersfield haven't actually scored in any of their last 4 away fixtures. Brighton, however, they're 7 games now without a win. I think it's going to be a bit of a stalemate there on the south coast. I can't see many goals either. Brighton really need to pick up points because they are going in the wrong direction in this table. They're looking down at the likes of Southampton, Cardiff, and even Fulham, because Fulham could have a bounce. But we'll touch on that a little bit later on in the video, I think. So I'm going to go for a stalemate. I'm going for 0-0. I can't see many goals in this fixture. Next up, we've got Burnley against Crystal Palace. Up until their defeat against Newcastle, Burnley were going great guns, had a magnificent victory last Saturday against Tottenham at home. Crystal Palace had a brilliant victory as well, winning, I think it was 4-1 against Leicester City last weekend, and then they were soundly beaten against Manchester United at home, although Crystal Palace's home form this season hasn't been too clever. In this match, I think that it's going to even themselves out. Burnley probably going to be a bit more dogged at home. I know they had that, the good victory against Tottenham. I think this one's going to end up all square. I'm going for a 1-1 draw in this fixture.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I just think there's going to be a few more goals in this one. Palace like to score. Burnley, on the other hand, don't really. But I can see, just because of the likes of Chris Wood, really, up front, I can see this one being a 2-2 draw.
Interesting.
Yes. Next up, we have Man United versus Southampton. Now, Man United win again, 3-1 comfortably over Crystal Palace. Doing very well, best run in the club's history, I believe they were saying now.
Well, no, that's I think it's for a new manager to come in.
Yeah, for a new manager to come in, really good from them. With the Southampton team also getting a victory last time around as well to Fulham, 2-0, demolishing. Very good from Rolf Hasenhüttl. But this one's going to be Man United's game again. Just got a feeling about this one. Man United continuing to pick up the points, and it's going to be a 3-0 home victory to the Red Devils.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a victory for the Red Devils as well, and I too agree. I think they're going to score 3 goals. However, I think Southampton are going to get a goal up there at Old Trafford. I'm going for a 3-1 victory to the Red Devils in this match, and you've got to remember that Manchester United now unbeaten in their last 11 matches. Next up, we've got Wolves against Cardiff City. Now, Cardiff...
Where do we start?
Last 2 matches been terrible. The amount of changes that have been made in the team has been, well, I think to the detriment of their not only results but the way they've been playing as well. Although in the first half against Watford, it was a very even game.
And we should have had that penalty.
Yeah, and don't want to drag all over old ground again. And against Everton, terrible. Second half. Terrible again, chasing the game really at 1-0 down, couldn't get back into it, and then letting a couple of goals. Wolves as well, sort of dropped off a little bit. Haven't won now in their last 4 fixtures, or last 3 fixtures I should say, losing last time against Huddersfield, and prior to that a draw against Bournemouth and a draw against Newcastle. I think Cardiff are going to go away there. Hopefully Camarasa is going to come back into the side. And I'd like to see a defensive partnership of what they were doing a few games ago, Cardiff, when they were winning a couple of games against Bournemouth and Southampton as well, which is Bamba and Manga in the central defence, and somebody else coming in at right back, hopefully Peltier, who's been out ill, or he did have a sickness bug. But I think it's going to be tight. Wolves aren't scoring many goals, so I'm going to go for a stalemate. I'm going for 0-0 in this one.
Well, I actually fancy, even though how poorly we have been playing recently.
Really, you're going to go for a Cardiff victory?
Yeah, I think we have to win.
Historically, these matches in the last 2 years have been absolutely amazing, haven't they?
Yeah, this is sort of turning into like a Cardiff Leeds rivalry, a Cardiff Bristol City rivalry, maybe. But Yeah, I think we might be able to sneak over the line at the last minute in this one.
I hope so.
We really need to get the points, and I just have to have confidence in them, and I'm going to say 2-1 Cardiff, even though it probably won't be.
Interesting.
Next up, we have West Ham versus Newcastle United. Now, Newcastle starting to do really well. Almiron had a fantastic game, I believe, the other night. What a signing for Newcastle. West Ham also doing fairly decent, but West Ham also doing fairly decent. Managed to only let Man City let one goal in, which is fantastic. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I can see it's down in London. Newcastle never play well in London at all.
I think they actually won their last match in London.
They did win their last match in London, but historically they don't really do well in London, or well at all in London.
Actually, they lost 1-0 against Tottenham in their last match in London.
Okay, there you go. Just saying, really. But anyway, yeah, I can see West Ham winning this one 2-1.
I'm actually going to go for exactly the same result in this one. Newcastle on a very, very good run of form at the moment. I think they've only lost once in the last 6 matches, growing out some very good results. That victory against Burnley, victories against Huddersfield, Manchester City, you've got to remember, and Cardiff, but they were all at home. They're playing away in London against West Ham, who were quite strong at home as well. I think there's some sort of ceremony going on at the London Stadium. I think one of the stands is being named the Billy Bond Stadium this weekend, so there's going to be a bit of a celebration there. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 victory here for the Hammers. Next up, we've got Watford against Leicester. Now, earlier in the week, Watford dismantled Cardiff, Delafeu with a superb hat-trick, and then they go away to Liverpool and lose 5-0, so
not good for us at all.
Crazy. They're coming up against the Leicester City team, who find themselves in the middle of the table. They did win their last match against Brighton, but we all know what sort of form Brighton are in at the moment. They've got a new manager, of course, because Crowell has gone. Brendan Rodgers, or Brenda, has come down from Celtic, upsetting a lot of Celtic fans when they're going for the treble. So he's not going to. Well, he didn't see that one out. I would have, he should have stayed to the end of the season, maybe take over Leicester.
Exactly.
In the summer, because they're in no danger of going down. It would be an absolute miracle if they do, but I can't see that happening in a month for Sunday. So in this fixture, I think Watford want to bounce back after that defeat against Liverpool. They are at home, and I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 victory for Watford, although Leicester, they want to impress the new manager.
Yeah, I think actually this is going to be a really tight game. I think Watford doing really well as well, and so Leicester. I think under good old Brenda, he's going to start to turn them around a bit, but I can see this one being a 1-1 draw, very close. Moving on to another fixture where the home side, this time the home side, they got rid of their manager about 2 hours ago, I believe now, and that is Fulham versus Chelsea. Now Fulham getting rid of Ranieri, absolutely dreadful form, losing their last 5 matches, I believe. They
came up against Southampton as well last night. So.
Yeah, they did, who of course in 17th moving out of the relegation places, but I think it's absolutely silly Fulham getting rid of Ranieri. I don't 3.5 months in charge. I would have saw him out to the end of the season. He might be able to do wonders in the Championship if he stayed on when you guys get relegated. But if you guys, it's going to happen. Let's be honest. But who are you going to get as your manager? That's the thing. That's the risks with sacking your manager at this late in pretty much March now. Who are you going to get to replace Ranieri?
Well, Scott Parker's there, isn't he?
Scott Parker's there at the moment in caretaker charge, but are they going to keep him till the end of the season?
Yeah, he's there until the end of the season, and they'll pick somebody up. Unless if Scott Parker turns it round, keeps them up, then you never know. He could get the job.
He could get the job, but coming up against the Chelsea side, winning last time around, however, really cagey form. Maurizio Sarri, what is he doing? Let's be honest. Yeah, I'm going to say 3-0 Chelsea in this one. Fulham letting too many goals, and I think Chelsea are just going to destroy them. They need to make a statement at this late stage of the season.
Yeah, this is a derby, of course. It's the
Fulham
third derby. Yeah, the Fulham-Chelsea derby. Last weekend, of course, Chelsea 0-0 against Manchester City, lost on penalties, Mr. Kepa, all sorts of nonsense there. They beat Tottenham, very good result, although Tottenham look a little bit leggy at the moment, not in the greatest form, 2 defeats on the trot. In this fixture there will be some sort of a bounce. I think the likes, I know that Kenny was taken off last night and a lot of fans didn't like that, and apparently there was songs of "You Don't Know What You're Doing," so they had him in today, and as we've seen this afternoon, he's been sacked. Now, coming up against Chelsea, I think Chelsea are going to have too much for Fulham in this one. They won't need to travel very far because it's just down the road. They could even walk from their stadium if they're staying in the hotel there at Chelsea. But yeah, I'm going to go for a straightforward 2-0 victory to Chelsea, but I do see some sort of reaction here. Maybe Sessegnon will play a full match in this match.
Yeah.
Last fixture of the weekend is the Merseyside derby, Everton against Liverpool. Everton having a great away victory against Cardiff.
Terrible.
3-0. That was the first time they've won in a while now because their form had been
awful.
Terrible. They'd lost 3 matches on the trot. Liverpool, fantastic result last night against a very good Watford team. I wasn't expecting such a comfortable victory. Van Dijk getting a couple of goals. Mane with a superb back heel. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been told today it was fantastic. So
it was probably maybe at Puskas Awards level.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch that back anyway. In this fixture, Merseyside derby, Everton going to be well up for it, but I think Liverpool, too much quality. They're going for the title. They need to win. And I can see them winning this one 3-1.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. However, I don't think Everton will be able to score.
No?
I think Liverpool will just completely lock down their defence.
They have got an excellent defence,
yes,
haven't they?
Fantastic.
They've only conceded, how many? 15 goals this season.
Fantastic, that is. Yeah, 3-0 Liverpool. Straight up.
Superb. Okay, that concludes our predictions for week 29. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. All you need to do is copy and paste them into your comment, and like the likes of A. Judy, Stephen Curry and David Redworth, you can get a shout out in the next video. Now before we go, Nathan, is there anything else you'd like to add? We always do this after managers get sacked. Who is going to be the next one to go? Well, 2 going in this week. I don't know, I haven't even thought about it. It's been all the news coming this afternoon on the radio. Like, if we would have done this video yesterday or earlier, Chris Houghton, do you think if they go down? I think they'll keep him though. Yeah, they'll keep him for the championship. But if you would have asked me this about maybe if we would have made the video 3 hours ago, I would have said Claudio Ranieri was going to be out the door, which he is now, so I can't use that one. There's going to be no more the rest of the season, I don't think. Even Sarri at Chelsea, if they have an absolute disaster now? If any team has an absolute disaster, then that manager's going to go. But looking, the next ones I think are going to go. Maurizio Sarri from Chelsea. Marco Silva, if things don't improve again. Possibly. Chris Hughton's in a bit of danger as well. If I think if they do go down, I think he'll stay down there. Yeah, I think he'll stay as well. I'm referring to the end of the season, but apart from that, pains me to say this, which I really don't want this to happen, but Warnock. Possibly, yes. I don't know how long his contract is. I don't know if he's got another year on this. If the Cardiff stay up, then they will have to look to the future. But I can see if he stays up, he'll be funded in the summer, hopefully, and I think he'll be there for another year, which I'd love to see anyway. So. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video.